Okay, so I'm testing my new monitor outside, and luckily we got sun, so I'm not about the exposure of my face or anything, but I just want to see if that monitor is usable outside. And now I have it with a sun hood installed, and then I will probably try it without the sun hood. So actually the sun is behind me and it is shining on the monitor, and the monitor is connected to my power station, and the power station claims it draws 18 watt, which is quite impressive, although the backlit is at 8 of 10. So if I switch it to 10, then it draws around 40 watts, which means the thing can run it for 10 hours, which is also great news. So I'm filming that with Osmo Action 5, and the exposure is +2 on the camera because it exposes for the whole frame, so the monitor is underexposed. But now I'm standing like 3 meters, around 3 meters away from the monitor, and I can clearly see everything, although the small problem is that I'm looking to the side because it's on the side of the camera, so maybe I should somehow install it under the camera. That would be the best. But with the sun hood it might be kind of annoying, because then if it is below the camera, then the sun hood will cover the top of the monitor. I probably won't see anything. And I also wonder if I can expose based on the waveform I can see on the monitor, or it's waveform or parade, probably waveform. And I'd say I can. And now the sun is directly shining, although there is a not very dense cloud. Now it's under the cloud, so I guess I will change the backlit to 10 when the sun is out again. It should be out within 30 seconds maybe, so maybe I'll change it already. But at 8 I can clearly see what's going on. So 10 is maximum, and now it's really bright, but I mean, I can see my forehead is overexposed. Yeah. And it now draws 35 watt, although the power meter, when I connected this to the grid, told me it's 40, so I would rather lean towards the 40. And yeah, I can clearly see the exposure. The only problem is that I'm looking away, but also what the small problem is that with the sun hood the monitor weighs almost 7 kilos, so you have a substantial stand. So at the moment I'm using like junior pin stand with the junior to baby pin converter, and also you need really long baby pin to be able to mount the sun hood and monitor on the stand. So yeah, I used smaller stand and it was collapsing under the weight of the monitor, so I ordered new Kupo stand just for the monitor, but it's on back order, so I would probably have it next week, the best. So sun is almost out from behind that cloud, and I can clearly see myself with a sun hood. So I will try to remove sun hood in a second to see if I can see anything without sun hood. This sun hood is kind of annoying, but it doubles up as a carrying bag, so got its pluses also. So yeah, I guess maybe I will first turn the camera setup to the other side and see if I can see anything looking against the sun. Oh, now the sun is again under the cloud, but then it will be out in a second. So I will change the position. Now I'm facing the sun. I got 4 stops of ND, that might be not enough based on what I see on a monitor. Maybe 5 would be better, so maybe I will bring one stop in a second. I can clearly see what's going on the monitor, even though the sun blinds me. Like, the monitor is at the moment at 10 backlit, so the brightest, and I can clearly see what's going on, but I can also clearly see that I'm overexposed, so I'm going to bring the ND filter. Okay, now 6 stops, probably better, but hard to tell. Actually, maybe I should have 7. Anyway, the thing is that I can clearly see what is on the monitor, so I will try to remove the sun hood and see if it's possible to see without the sun hood. It is in theory 1500 nits, so should be possible, but I'm not sure it would be possible against the sun if the sun is behind me. But yeah, let me check. Okay, how this monitor looks. This is the exposure is now the exposure is +0, so you probably cannot see anything on the monitor, but I want to show how the whole package looks and how big it is. And this sun hood is kinda big. Like, got all the cables here. I got the HDMI switch, small HDMI switch, and it turned out you don't need power for that switch. It works without the power. It's powered via HDMI, it seems, and you can run this monitor off of a V-mount battery, but at the moment the cable is running to my power station, and it says 35 watts, and it says it would be okay for next 8 hours. So yeah, nice. But as you can see, the stunt is substantial. The sun hood is very deep and big, and I will try to remove it, which is not very easy thing to do, and check if it's possible to see anything without it. I guess with the sun hood it was a bit better. The plus is that removing the sun hood was like 10 seconds, so not bad at all. Now the sun went from behind the clouds and I'm just blinded by it. So I can still see what's on the monitor. There are some reflections. I don't know what the reflections are. Like, I have no idea what it is. But the area of the monitor is this reflective one, not matte one. So that might be the problem, but now I will turn it around and see if I can see anything when the sun is shining directly into the monitor without the sun hood, and then that would be a wrap-up. I can definitely see it now, clearly at 10 backlit. So let me turn it around. Okay, now the sun is behind me, but it also went under the cloud, so I can clearly see what is on the monitor without the sun hood, but the sun is still under another cloud, so I have to wait a bit and see. Anyway, I can clearly see what is on the monitor. Now I got 4 stops of ND because the sun is behind me, so the exposure is much lower on my face, and the camera is shooting into the shadow, so 4 stops of ND. I can also see the exposure with the waveform, so it is nice, and I turn on D-log function in the monitor, so yeah, so you can hear the lawn mower better with that function. The sun is slowly going from behind the cloud, so I got like 30 seconds window because it would get under another cloud. Yes, now it's almost out, and I can clearly see what is on the monitor, and I can also clearly see, now it is probably fully out, and I can clearly see the waveform. So yeah, I can even feel it. So actually that's a full success. That it was better with the sun hood, definitely, but I can still see everything on the monitor without the sun hood. So maybe that would be Arizona sun or Sahara Desert sun. I won't be able to see everything, but now full sun. Yeah, it's a full sun, so now I can see it. So I'd say this purchase is a success, and now it's again under the another cloud. So I'd say this is a full success, and lately even the joystick works correctly. So probably there was a fluke that when it was new, it was clicking wrongly, but now works okay. So yeah, I'd say it's a really good field monitor also. It's great in the studio, but it is also great in the field. So, and especially when it draws 40 watts, it's really nice. Of course, maybe 22 version would be better, but it's not available in Europe, at least at reasonable price. So, which means it's great. I would probably opt for the sunhood every time because it's also a carrying bag. So, but generally really happy about the performance. Yeah, so I had to wait like 20 minutes for the sun to come out. So yeah, you have to give me like already. I will also try to show how to pack it up into the sunhood. Not sure I would be able to do it, but let's hope. So I guess quite important thing. It says the V mount could be only 11 to 17 volts. There are new 28 and 48, I think, versions of V mount batteries. So I guess you have to be cautious what you connect here. But I got power station, so I don't care that much, but I plan to buy some V mount batteries someday. Anyway, there is a rim here around, and you push the monitor against the rim first. But also you have to first take these brackets behind the monitor. And now when they are behind, you push that monitor into the trim and try not to fuck it up. Close the and it's in, not that hard. And also if you want to, like, the thing is that there is a screw you secure the monitor on the stand, but it was fucked up, so I made this one temporarily. And then if you want to plug this up, you just velcro this in, close the back, close the front of the bag, and you're good to go. So basically you zip it and the front collapses like that. And you close it. And it looks like old school laptop bag, kinda big and bulky, but you also got some pockets for the accessories in the back. So I got USB cable here, and I would have, which maybe I stand on, I can have this. There are also feet, so I can have this HDMI switch here, and it still closes. So yeah, that's how you pack it up. And I'm going to mount it again in the studio, but it works for the field, as you could see, so I can highly recommend it. Although I will do full review probably within a month when I test it more in the field. I plan to shoot something outside, but it depends on the weather. Lately it was shitty. Cheers, mate.